we're gonna go from this to this. Alright guys, this is all the tools you're gonna need to hopefully adjust the valve trains on this bike. Clearly, you're gonna need a ratchet. It doesn't matter which one, just get a ratchet, okay? The next thing you need is an 18mm socket to pull the spark plug out, and this is also the same socket to turn over the motor so you can get the valves to top dead center, okay? Which we will show you how to do that as well. Next thing you're gonna need is a 5mm Allen wrench. It's to take the valve covers off. 10mm wrench to take this nut off the set screw. And I use pliers to hold the set screw in place when it comes time to tighten it down. Obviously, you're gonna need a feeler gauge, okay? Okay guys, first things first, we're gonna take the spark plug out. Like I said, this is gonna help the motor turn freely when we are cranking it so we don't have no residual pressure from the spark plug. Nah, she's fine. All right, the next thing that I wanna do is we are going to take our 5mm Allen wrench and we're going to start taking these valve covers off. Now, if they're extremely tight and you cannot get them off with this, take a wrench and use it as leverage, just like that. And I would say go on, do these for all three of them. In the front have 3, and the rear is going to have 2. Don't ask me why. That's just what they did on this particular motor. I personally cannot fit an Allen socket with this. That's why I'm using Allen wrench. Okay guys, so we got the front valve cover off. What I do is I stick 3 bolts, the 3 bolts that came out of it, right in there, set it off to the side, and you won't lose them. If you like, you can order a gasket kit and replace these gaskets, but I just recently did this and I'm not worried about them. These generally don't leak. They do very well. So now that we got the front off. All right guys, now we're gonna start on the rear valve cover, and this one's pretty easy. Take your 5mm wrench, and I'm gonna start on this side. Get a good bite, pull it down, same with this. Yeah, see, that one's really tough. So take your wrench, get some leverage, and apply it. All right. Here's your rear valve cover, all right? Obviously, if yours even has, if it's not as pitted as this one is, it's gonna say up, all right? So you cannot mess this up, really, you can't. Take your bolts, put it in the valve cover, set it off the side. All right, guys, so I forgot to mention one tool. It's a screwdriver or quarter. Some people got a death grip, they can do that. I certainly can't. Take your screwdriver, go to the side of the primary, and take this cap off. This will give you access to the crank bolt, which is also an 18mm socket. Don't be worried, the little oil that comes out. It's not gonna hurt nothing, okay? Like I said, this works just fine. You took the spark plug out, so now you should be able to crank this over, no problem. There we are. You can also pick up new caps of these because, like I said, they're plastic. They destroy easy. Amazon's your best friend with that. Inside here, there's gonna be one line marking, okay? It's hard to get a screwdriver inside the motor to get it to top dead center, so this is what's gonna help you right here. You just take your 18mm wrench and socket and you put it in there and you start cranking it until you see the line. That line pointing up would be top dead center, and one of the valves will be floating by then. There will be play in them just a little bit, and you'll know when it's at top dead center. Take the spark plug out to help release that pressure from cranking it. If you don't, there'll be a lot of pressure cranking it, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you're doing that. As you guys will see in the video, the valve train is very out of whack, so to say. So just make sure you guys use the feeler gauge and the right specifications and where it's supposed to be adjusted to, and I'll have a picture of where it needs to be. All right guys, lost some of the video in format. I'm just gonna have a voiceover here. So when you're cranking the motor over with your 18mm socket, your valves are gonna start floating. That's the way I put it. Anyway, your valves will start floating, and when you're doing that, one's going to tell you if the intake side is at top dead center or if the exhaust side is at top dead center, and this will determine on how to set the lash on these valves. Remember to go by the line that's on that little sight hole and go from there. Hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so we already have that nut backed off. Right, you're gonna take your hand, right, you see that? That's pretty bad. Take your feeler gauge, slide it underneath that, okay? Yeah, and it's still nothing. Still really bad. Okay, you're gonna take your set screw and twist it in, okay? And you're twisting it in. Oh, yeah, you're not saying that. Twist it in, until you feel it barely tugging on it, okay? Once you're feeling it barely tug, go ahead and pull it out. Take your wrench, okay? While you're holding that set screw in place, it shouldn't move on you, but if it does, take a pair of pliers, okay? Pair of pliers. I know there's a special tool for holding this. Got it. Take a pair of pliers and tighten it. Yeah, perfect. So once you tighten it, it shouldn't have no play anymore. Barely even rocks, okay? That's exactly what we're gonna do on that rear as well. The rear valve. Other than that, the front one is set. Don't go monkeying, wrenching this down, okay? Really, once you feel it get tight, quarter turn, that's it. Do not want to screw this up. All right, for the rear of the valve train, you're going to want to take your 18mm socket, and you're also going to want to try to turn the motor over to get it to where it's at top dead center. Remember, you got a sight seeing hole on that side. It's the small one, so once you see the line, that's how you know you're at top dead center on that valve. You got 10mm wrench. We're going to back this off. Bam. It doesn't take much. You know what I'm saying? Okay, clearly, you see a lot of play, right? Take your feeler gauge, and you're feeling for it. And make sure this nut is backed off just a little bit so we can screw this adjustment screw into the top of that valve head, okay? All right, or that valve spring casing. So, I'm gonna take my pliers, or better yet, you can also use a little baby adjustable wrench. We'll do that instead, so I'm gonna show you guys. Feeler gauge. Hoping you guys see this. I got the feeler gauge on the other side. Alright, I'm gonna take this little baby wrench, turn it till I feel it grabbing. Not yet. Just about. She's grabbing it. Good. So now that she's grabbing it, what we're gonna do is pull that feeler gauge out. Had it a little too tight. No big deal. Just loosen it up. Just like that. Okay. So now that's loosened up, you take your wrench and you hold that set screw in place. See if I can get up. I'm trying to get you guys to have a good shot here. Hold that set screw in place. Make it feel it's not moving. Bam. And tighten it up. All right. Clarification tight. Not moving at all. Beautiful. All right. So it doesn't take much to tighten those. You do not want to over tighten that. All right. All right, guys. Now we're gonna put the valve covers back on, and we're gonna put some fuel in the carburetor, and we're gonna fire it up. Give me a second. Put you in time lapse. We'll speed this up hopefully, and so you can get these valve covers on. Take your spark plug, hole, when it stops, just a little baby turn. That's it. Insert back on. Take your cap and your screwdriver. Get it started. Twist it on. You don't need a monkey wrench this one down. Pretty much when it stops, give it a quarter turn. That's it. These are very easy to strip out. I mean, literally, it's plastic, okay? Don't monkey wrench it down. That's it. It is that simple to adjust valves. It's really easy, guys. You guys can do it. You guys can literally do this on any small engine. This one in particular is a Yamaha TTR 225. My buddy got it for free. She's rough, but he's planning on fixing it up. If you guys like this, consider subscribing and like. I'll try to keep posting some stuff routinely, hopefully. I don't know. It's just the thing I'm planning on doing. So you guys take it easy and have a good one.